Yo, what's up, YouTube? I'm back. Took a couple days off. Um, I believe I may have uploaded Friday. It's like Sunday night now. By the time this video may come out, it may be like Monday morning. But I was just kind of giving the videos I posted. I know I posted a lot of videos in like a short amount of time, so I was kind of letting them sit, kind of see what happens with them. Um, One of my college football videos did pretty good, so I was pretty happy about that. And so yeah, I'm for sure tomorrow I'm free. So I should have like I'm thinking maybe two college football videos tomorrow, maybe two Fortnite videos, and maybe like a Minecraft video or something like that. We'll just see. But for this video, I'm gonna be talking about UFC Noche. I'm pretty casual, fairly casual, getting new into the sport. Which I mean, I listen to a lot of the UFC YouTubers anyways, and a lot of them sound pretty casual anyways. So, but I watched the whole card except I didn't watch any of the only women's match I watched was the last one. And I mean, there's really not much opinions to give on that if we're being honest here. Um like it was whatever, right? So first I want to talk about just the stadium in general. I didn't go obviously. I just watched the pay-per-view. I thought it was pretty cool. I think at some point, I mean, $20 million, was it worth $20 million? I mean, who knows? He said what they made like 22 million just off tickets or something like that, which I don't know how true that is, but you know, I think that's what he said. I'm not sure. I reacted to the not reacted. I watched the post conference, but I mean, they're pretty good visuals. It was pretty cool. The whole story thing. I mean, like it wasn't really a story necessarily, but it was decent. I mean, the only thing I didn't like was it had like so you were in like a different background for each of the main card fights, and there was like two screens. I didn't really like that. I thought they should have did like maybe one big screen instead of like two small screens, or just had something different. But it wasn't bad. It was just, that's just kind of nitpicking. I think a lot of people said it was like too long. It took up too much time, or it was just like annoying. I mean, I can see how that is. Like some of the fights, I was just sitting there waiting in between fights, like the Marab O'Malley fight. I was sitting there waiting. I'm just like, can we start this fight? Can we start this fight? And I was actually somewhere watching the Ortega versus Diego Lopez fight, and I watched the whole fight. I even watched like the post game or like the interviews in the octagons. And let's see if we can make this audio lower. There we go. Yeah, I was watching. I watched that and then I left and went home, and it was probably a 20-25 minute drive. I got home and it was the first round of the next fight, so I was like, what are we doing here? Why is it taking that long? You know. Um. All right, so let me pull out. Let me go through the list. I'll talk about some of the early prelims. I paid attention to most of them. I didn't, like I said, I didn't watch any of the women's fights. I mean, some of them were like I saw like the big cut. That was a crazy cut. One of the nastiest cuts I've ever seen. But just in general, not even in like UFC fighting, like boxing, whatever. It's one of the bare knuckle, one of the craziest cuts I've ever seen. Okay, so the first fight was Raul Rosas Jr. versus I'm not even gonna say bro's name. Um, I mean, Rosas obviously won the fight. It was, it. I want to say unimpressive, because it's like, I don't know. I kind of expected him to like dominate. To be honest, I was expecting him to choke him out. If we're being honest here, and he didn't. Um, you know, maybe he was trying his stand up more. I don't know. Like I watched the fight. He won, but it wasn't great. You know, it was kind of like Bo Nichols' last fight, but Bo Nichols submitted the dude, but it was kind of like he was expected to do a lot better. You know, it kind of felt like one of those. See, next fight here. Then I go all the way to the bottom. Is it the? Is this the next fight? Fuck it, we're just gonna go how it is on What the fuck is it? I don't know. It's a woman's fight. Irene Aldana. I think this is the crazy cut one, right? Yeah, I believe it's this one. Um, I didn't watch the fight. It says 27-30. That cut was crazy. So, whatever. Manuel Torres versus Ignacio. Not gonna say his last name. This was the fight with the KO, right? Yeah. So I thought this was a good fight. It was a good KO. The KO, to be honest, reminded me of like the Sean O'Malley on Aljamain Sterling, except like he wasn't really shooting a takedown. He was just kind of lunging at him with the punches. I mean, the only thing I don't understand is how you get hit with one of those. He did it to him twice in about a minute, you know. So I don't know how you get hit with one of those and then you try to you try the exact same thing again. Because he didn't just get hit with it; he got dropped, and then he did it again. So I mean, I don't know. I think it was a good fight though. That was a good knockout. It was a good knockout for sure. Um, and he wasn't favored in that fight, so pretty good, pretty good. Next one's another woman's. It was a submission. I didn't watch that fight. I'm not even gonna pretend that I watched it. And then we got Joshua Van versus Edgar Chairez. So this was a really good fight. Back and forth, a lot of back and forth. Joshua Van obviously took it in the final round. I man, I I never saw Joshua Van fight before. You know, I think his last fight was the KO. He wanted to take some time off, and then he was going to do this. But let me see who his last opponent. Let's see who he got KO'd by before. I mean, Joshua Van came in as a favorite. Let's see. Charles Johnson. I mean, okay. I can't be mad at that, but it was a good fight. I do believe he deserved this fight. Unlike, is it this next fight that we're about to talk about? He deserved that win for sure. Great fight. Did that get fight of the night? I don't remember. I don't think it got fight of the night, but did he get a bonus? I think it should have got one. I think I don't think it got the bonus. Okay, we're gonna talk about Ode Osborne versus Ronaldo Rodriguez. That was clearly like a robbery, right? Everybody agrees Ode Osborne won, or at least should have been a draw, right? If you do give the 10-8 that one round, then it would be a draw. But there's, I don't know, I saw people saying it was a draw. I thought Ode Osborne pretty clearly won. I didn't think a 10-8 was deserved. I mean, Ode Osborne was piecing him up, and I don't know. I watched the pre-fight stuff and like I don't know, like Rodriguez he was kind of pissing me off what he was doing, like how he was acting, like bro, like he was just being kind of corny, like I don't know. I didn't like it. I thought, you know, he clearly got the decision because it was UFC Noche and he was Mexican. Like that's clearly what happened here. It was bound to happen, you know. It was bound to happen to somebody, just like how. Fuck, what's her name, real quick? Just like how Alexa Grasso got the tie last year at UFC Noche last year. I believe that's when they fought. She got the draw. you know, it was bound to happen. Bound to happen to somebody in a close fight, right? Just like, because if you were listening to the commentators, like, you would have thought he absolutely murdered him. Like, they were pretty. It was pretty clear they were gonna favor the Mexican fighters if you listen to the commentary. They were kind of, hyping them all up and, just kind of glazing a little. But on to this next fight here. Oh, Daniels Zellhuber, I think that's what it was, and Ribovich. This was a great fight. Great fight. I thought the decision was correct. I thought Ribovich won just because, in the first round he did, or in the third round, he did get dropped. He did get dropped. But I thought that the way that he rocked Zellhuber and the way he was rocked, and he was fighting that whole last round. He was fighting to stay alive, or not stay alive, but stay on his feet. Like, he was bouncing around, and I think that was enough for him to just kind of. I think that was enough. I definitely think it was enough. I definitely think that was enough for him to get that win there. Um, I mean, their strikes were pretty close. Significant strikes, pretty close. Yeah, I think it was the right decision. I don't know how it's a split decision. I mean, I don't really know who gave that to Zellhuber. I mean, I guess they're saying that he won the first round too, right? I guess they're saying he won the first two rounds, which, you know, I thought Zellhuber won the second round, right? I believe it was the second round. The first one was pretty close, but I mean, I thought Ribovich won. Obviously, two of the judges did too. But I don't know. That last round, I feel like it pretty secured it. Pretty secured it. Okay, on to the next fight. Oh my gosh, this was the start of my horrible night right here. Brian Ortega versus Diego Lopez. I personally, I didn't do any like YouTube picks or anything, but I personally was like, I thought Brian Ortega was gonna win. I'm a pretty big Brian Ortega fan. The whole storyline with the Eagle, everything. I'm a pretty big fan. I can't lie. Um, and really, after seeing that last fight with Diego Lopez and Dan Ige, I thought he was worse than he was. And I do really I understand he had to make weight like 3 times. He had to cut weight like 3 times in a week. Dan Ige really didn't have to do that, and he kind of got scammed almost. He kind of got messed up. And Dan Ige, kind of put some work in. So I kind of thought he was worse than he was. Do I think do I think the same thing happens if they fought before when they were supposed to fight? It's a good question. I don't know. But yeah, you know, Brian Ortega's leg was absolutely cooked. He was hitting him with them leg kicks. Even he was trying to check some of the leg kicks. It was still doing him really bad. That one leg kick he had where it threw him to the ground, that was horrible. Horrible to watch. But, I'm not going to lie. Diego Lopez's boxing looked really good. He caught him in that first round, and literally the whole fight he was just, I don't know, he was responding good. He had his hands by his chin. He was 1-2. He was looking pretty good on the what's the word I'm thinking of here? The counter strikes. I'm not gonna lie, he was going crazy. Not gonna lie. And he did a good job of not getting submitted. When he did knock Brian Ortega down, Brian Ortega was trying to, get him in the triangle, but Diego Lopez was really smart about it. And to be honest, I'm not really sure. I mean, his head movement was kind of trash. Ortega was really hitting him with the jab. He got his jab going. His jab was working pretty good, but he couldn't really get anything else going. Like, he was popping his head back the whole time, but I mean, I don't know. I wanted him to. like try to shoot a takedown, try to take him down, especially in the later rounds. After the second round, he knew he needed to finish, and he has really good jiu-jitsu. I was like, maybe try to take him down, try to get something going, and he didn't. It was really sad. I'm not gonna lie. Does Diego Lopez get a title shot next? We'll see. Um, I kind of want him to fight Volk. I know I was seeing some matchmaking things. I don't. That wasn't really a popular thing, but I kind of want to see him fight Volk, which I like Volk, so I don't really want to see, because I think he has a chance of knocking Volk out, and that would be very unfortunate. That would suck for Volk and his legacy, so it'd almost be better if he didn't. But yeah, and I think Brian Ortega should move up. I saw Bedtime say that he should fight Beneil Dariush. It's not bad. It's a pretty good matchup. Fight someone in that division, work your way up. Because I think he said he was moving up either way. Like he was working on moving up either. He should have just moved up, man. But yeah, I think he should move up, work his way up. I don't think he'll ever be a UFC champion at this point. I mean, this point on, I don't think there's anything he can do to be a UFC champion. He's kind of getting up there, and like he's kind of on a decline rather than an uphill. I mean, he's only 33. Like he's got a little bit left in the tank, but out of his last 4 fights, he's lost 3 of them. I mean, he's taken some pretty decent shots. I mean, I don't know. Like even in the fight he just won, Yair Rodriguez, with the submission, it's not like he was dominating that whole fight. I mean, he's getting worked. So that's a bad look for him with Tracy Cortez and the man. You wouldn't wish that on any man. Okay, okay. So I mean, Alex Grasso versus Valentina Shevchenko. Who cares? You know what I mean? Like it's 1-1-1 in the series. I mean, it's really not. You know, everybody kind of knows it was a robbery going on, so it's really 2-1. But like, who cares? You know what I mean? Um, Boring fight. I mean, there wasn't a whole lot of standing going on. Alexa Grasso was horrible. I mean, I don't know. How many punches are they saying she landed the whole fight? 8 to the head, 3 to the body, and 7 to the legs. So that should tell you something here. I mean, standing up, she did nothing, and I'm not really going to give her credit for anything on the ground. I mean, we can give her credit for the submission attempts, but, like, I mean, like, I don't, like, do we want to give her credit for those? Like, at no point was she ever going to tap. I mean, even in the guillotine, her face wasn't even red. She was just kind of riding the round out. She got dominated the whole round, threw up a submission attempt, and that happened, a couple times. But I don't know. I thought it was just kind of whatever, right? I mean, where do they go from here? Who cares? Shevchenko should probably retire after this. Are they going to do a fourth fight? I mean, like, who cares? You know what I mean? So whatever. So now to the main event. This made my night horrible. Um, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was sitting there waiting for O'Malley, Merab's fight. I'm sitting there watching the girls' fights. It's boring. I'm like, well, at least the guys' fight's not gonna be like this, right? At least O'Malley's gonna chin this dude. Wrong, wrong. That fight was horrible. And I'm not gonna lie. And it's not just because I picked O'Malley and I like O'Malley and Merab's kind of whatever, right? The only reason I don't really like Merab is because, like, what does Marab do? Right? He's not standing. He's not throwing any punches. He's taking you down. And what is he doing when he's taking you down? He's just holding you. He's just holding you, throwing little. He's basically tapping you. He's throwing his little tap punches at you. You don't even have to be in the UFC. You can take those punches that Marab's giving on the ground. He's not giving any real ground and pound, just enough to where they don't stand him up. I mean, his submissions are weak. Like the guillotine, whatever the fuck he was trying to do with Sean, it was horrible. And I mean, like, I don't know. It's just boring. And it's like, whoever he fights next is gonna be. It's not gonna be good, right? It's probably gonna be Umar. He sounds like he was terrified of Umar. Umar probably beats him. But I mean, who knows at this point? Marab's just, I like he doesn't do anything, man. That's just the thing. He's just gonna sit there, hold you down, win off points, win off like ground control time. He's not gonna do anything. He's just gonna. But O'Malley was okay. Let's talk about O'Malley. O'Malley looked horrible. Um, he looked sad. It was sad watching Sean O'Malley fight out there. Like he was doing nothing. He It looked like he was so scared of the takedowns. He didn't really throw any strikes. He was throwing jabs to the body, which like what is that gonna do, man? Who cares? You know what I mean? You need to be thrown to the head. You're not gonna body TKO him, you know? Which I mean he had that kick to his stomach and it hurt him, but I mean he at no point was he gonna win that off that, right? He had to follow up. And he didn't, and I mean, I thought Sean O'Malley won the third round and fifth round, right? He won the fifth round. We can all agree on that. I believe two judges had him winning the third round. One of them didn't. I thought he won the third round just based off damage. I mean, if you look at the fighters, Sean O'Malley has no damage. Sean O'Malley can go fight soon. He won't, obviously, because he just lost. He's probably going to take some time off, and who knows who Sean O'Malley will fight after this, but Marab will probably take some time off. He had that cut on his eye, anyways. I believe it got reopened. He did something to his nose. It looked weird, like it was like a hole in his nose that just kept bleeding. Like I don't know. It was strange. I've never seen anything like that. Or not. I've never seen anything like that. But it was almost like it was almost like a piercing hole. I don't know. Pretty much most of that was done in that third round, I think. I don't quite remember all the damage, but I know Sean O'Malley did some damage there. Even though he ended up getting taken down and, I mean, he was holding him down, but, like, the only thing I didn't like was when Sean O'Malley was down, he was on his knee and Marab kneed him. They didn't say anything to him. And I felt like that kind of deterred him from getting up, at least that time. Like, he was getting kneed in the head on the ground. The judges weren't really doing anything about it, or I think it was Herb Dean. But, I mean, it's not like he was... I don't know. It's not like he was just... It was just crazy cheating going on the whole fight. I mean, Sean O'Malley grabbed his gloves a couple times. He warned him about it that one time, but... I don't know. I think he won the third and fifth round. Marab obviously won the whole fight. I'm seeing people say it was a dominating performance. You can't call Marab winning a dominating performance to anybody because look what he's doing. He's taking you down. He's laying on you and touching you. He's rubbing your face with his hands. That's not dominating. That's nothing. You know what I mean? It was horrible. Sean O'Malley did horrible. Good matchups for him. Because Marab's probably gonna do. It's probably gonna be Umar next, or if they do a rematch, I don't think they'll do an immediate rematch. I mean, Sean was champion. He defended once, but I mean, it's not like he had a crazy reign. Like you can see why they give Izzy got title shots and stuff like that. I mean, you see why, right? But I don't think they'll give Sean O'Malley a title shot instantly. I mean, I think Sean O'Malley. I was seeing people say Corey Sandhagen. Why would they do that though? Corey just lost to Umar. It wasn't really close. Um, I mean, Umar kind of got exposed in that fight. Well, not really, but his takedowns kind of got exposed where he wasn't as good as we thought he was. And maybe I'm just lying. Maybe I'm yapping. But yeah, I do believe that. And like Corey Sandhagen, it would be a cool fight. Like great strikers, which I mean, to be honest, I feel like Sean O'Malley's kind of overrated striking now. Well, not overrated, but I feel like maybe I was overrating him in terms of his striking because I thought he was a whole lot better than that. I thought he was a lot better than he was. I mean, he didn't do anything, right? He wasn't hurt. He didn't hurt Merab with any of his punches. Merab wasn't like, of course, Merab didn't shoot as many takedowns as he normally does because he was worried about the power. But I mean, it wasn't really on effect. It wasn't, you know. He wasn't this fast, super accurate fighter like we thought he was gonna be. And really, a lot of the times, I think what really messed O'Malley up was instead of like punching Merab, trying to catch Merab when he was coming in, he was just trying to defend the takedown so hard. And really, I mean, after he got took down, the round was pretty much over, you know? Or he would get back up with barely any time left and it's like, all right, now you got to work, right? But, I mean, Yan, I'd love to see another Yan fight. O'Malley versus Yan. Um, he won't fight Umar, obviously. Umar's probably going to get a title shot here. I mean, let me pull up the bantamweight list right now, and I'll tell you somebody that'd be good to bet. To be honest, is it Figueiredo? I wouldn't mind that. I saw someone saying that Cejudo will be a good fight for him, and I know they have kind of like this little beef, but I wouldn't say that's a good fight. I would pick Sean O'Malley to win that fight, but I mean, it's just like why? Why would you take that fight? You know what I mean? Or not like take that fight, but you know what I mean. I mean, Jose Aldo, he's climbing up the rankings, he's doing pretty good. Figueiredo, Yan. I mean, those are three pretty good dudes. He could fight. He's he's not getting Umar. Umar's getting a title shot. He's probably not getting a rematch versus Merab. It wasn't close enough for them to give a rematch. He's got Marlon Vera down here, which he beat dominantly. Song Yudong, but I mean, he just lost to Yan, so it not doesn't really make sense. Rob Font, funny, not happening. I mean, maybe if Kyler Phillips like absolutely KOs Rob Font in the first round, maybe, right? That's not gonna happen probably. So I don't know. It's really kind of up in the air for O'Malley. It also depends how much time he takes off. Because if he takes off a lot of time, then there'll be new people, right? All these fights like Figueiredo, they'll all have fought and just have different, you know, be at different places. But that's all my thoughts. I got more videos coming tomorrow, and Tuesday, I have an orientation coming up when I pass my background check a first day. So I still have to wait for my background check to clear. So till then, I'm pretty free. So it means a lot of videos this week probably because it probably won't be to the end of the week. I'd say tomorrow, expect 4 to 5 videos. Tuesday, I'd expect 5 to 6. Wednesday, I'd expect 4 to 5 videos. And then Thursday, Friday, all that yet to be determined. I think the weekends might be kind of when I maybe chill on the videos or maybe just drop one throughout the whole weekend and kind of let the videos from the week sit. Because when I dropped the college football video that I think I'm at 400 views now, 420 views, that video didn't hit that till, what, 2 days after I uploaded it. It had like 2 views. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it does. That's my opinions. I know I kind of yapped a lot about the final fight, but I am a pretty big O'Malley fan, and I'm pretty sad that he lost. And, well, not sad. I'm just kind of disappointed. I think the UFC's going kind of in a you know, bad direction with all the wrestlers, point wrestlers, but that's going to be all for this one, man. See you tomorrow.